Oh, oh yeah, you think I won't? Well, we're not on air yet, so I know the first verse. So it's like, in the summertime when the weather is high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky. When the weather is fine, you got women on your mind. Dun 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 dun. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find. Dun dun boom, 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 boom. Why is the red light on? You're supposed to warn me when we're on air. You're not supposed to, like, roll them or something like that. Don't let me start singing Mungo Jerry in the summertime. I feel kind of mungo today. Man, it has been mungo out, hasn't it? Man, it is Monday, July 15th. Heck, Andy, it's a little bit after 8 right now, and things are warming up already. I mean, the heat is on. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, geez. I mean, in case you've been living under a rock, we are like smack dab. Whoop! Did somebody say dab? We are smack dab in the middle of an old-fashioned heat wave. Yeah, 90s, 100s, all over Montana. There's no end in sight. The fire down there by Helena is just a cooking. It's been like in the 80s, just after sunrise, when I'm out doing the water and stuff. This morning I was here. I left the house around 5-ish, and it was already kind of 62-ish or something at 5. So, there, like I said, there is no end in sight. So, keep hydrated, check on the elderly, keep your dogs out in the home, don't have them in the car, don't have you know the drill, okay? You got to beware when it's in the hundreds, okay? So, remember this broadcast, we got to remind everybody to remember that this broadcast today is brought to you by our good friends. Do we have a prop here? Let's look and see. We do. Our good friends at the Great Falls Gazette. Local news, local reporting, honest reporting. It's still only $1. Can you imagine that? In this day and age with inflation, it's still only $1. Yes, and we have, Andy, you just mentioned the collaboration that we have. We have a secret going on. We'll let you know later on how that's going on. But, no, Andy, I still haven't been on the cover of the Great Falls Gazette. Gonna see my smiling face on the cover of the Great Falls Gazette. Oh, yeah, the Great Falls Gazette. So, like I said, it's Monday, July 15th. Let's go. There's lots to talk about this morning. Anything that we had scheduled for this morning's podcast, we were going to cover a couple things today, and it has been pushed back on the back burner. Over there, something's burning, and the back burner. But the big news is that former President Donald Trump was the target of an assassination attempt at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Happened around 6:10 Eastern Standard Time, p.m. Like I said, 6:10. The Republican presidential, we think, nominee was just 10 minutes into his speech when it was like a barrage. I've seen the films. It's all over YouTube. It's all over the news. There's no reason that you haven't seen this story 1,000 times before I'm bringing it to you. Okay? Yeah, right. Being Monday morning, we're slow to get on this one, but we're getting on it anyway. The gunfire, you're like, it was like a barrage of gunfire, you'd set off a panic, you could hear screaming. The former president was showing, he had like he had just shown a chart of the border crossing numbers when the shots, like I said, there at least 5, as reports said, were fired. Now, if you've watched any of the videos, and we certainly have watched the videos here this morning, and I watched them at home, and you called me right away, and we were watching videos yesterday, Saturday, and again this morning. In the videos, you can see the former president, he's reaching up and he's holding his ear, okay? You can see it, it pop, and instantly, okay? Also in the video, you can see the Secret Service. Yeah, they're just like dogpiling on to the former president, 78-year-old man. Everybody's just jumping on him, giving their life for him, doing their job, protecting him, okay? They basically what is it? They built this like protective shield around them, and that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. Okay, and then you can see the and also in the video while that's going on, and they're shouting commands. Should we go? We got to get down. You can hear the commands and questions. You can see the what is it? The the Secret Service counter assault team, right? And they're just like springing in the action. They've got guns. They got going in things, and they're all dressed in black. Back in black. Yeah, the tactical Secret Service assault team is back in black. Okay, you can see also while all that's going on that video, that initial video that's showing the shots of the president speaking, former President 45 speaking, you then watch is that they dogpile him, they form the human shield, and then he's rushed off stage. Okay, he's bloodied. You can see the blood. Thank God the good, bad guy. Thank God the guy was a bad shot. Not a big fan of gun violence, as we've spoken before on the show. Former President Trump visited a local Pennsylvania hospital. Then he flew to New Jersey. Is it, Andy? He flew to New Jersey, landing just after midnight. This would be midnight yesterday morning. Newark Liberty Airport. That's Newark, New Jersey. Okay. Former President Donald Trump's campaign said that the GOP probable nominee. How do you say it? He's going to be the nominee. Can we just start saying? I know the convention is next week in Milwaukee, in Wisconsin, but can we say now that he will be the presidential nominee? Is that all right? It seems okay. The campaign committee released a statement yesterday, and yesterday we got here at 6. We haven't even watched the 8 o'clock news. We are the 8 o'clock. I am the 8 o'clock news. I'm the 8 o'clock news. That escalated quickly, Andy. How did we become the 8 o'clock news? Like I said, the former President Donald Trump's campaign said that he was doing fine in a statement yesterday. In a post that the former President Donald Trump wrote on his social media site, it was interesting. It's like, I knew immediately something was wrong, and then I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. And you could see that the guy was just, we almost had another Kennedy situation on our hands. I remember that. Both have a Bobby or, which one? Bobby or John, take your pick. The FBI early yesterday identified the shooter as Thomas Matthew Crooks, as in, I am not a crook, okay, with an S. He's a 20-year-old man from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Okay, the Secret Service tactical team that I was talking to, guys in black, men in black, they fatally shot Crooks, who attacked from he attacked from an elevated position. Okay, and you can, if you look again on videos in YouTube, we've watched them. There's news videos. There are a lot of cameras seems to be there. There was, you could see him actually be in an elevated position, and be. Now, the first question that comes to my mind is, how the heck did a guy with a gun and a tripod walk up, get up on a roof, station himself, 150 yards away? 150 feet? 150 yards. 150 feet sounds awful close. Okay? 150 yards away. All right. Tripod. We got videos of him on YouTube, on TikTok. Yeah, it's posted on TikTok. And here he is crawling up. Boom. How the heck did he get up there? How come nobody noticed? How come? I mean, you would think that in an event like that, there would someone that'd be in security that would be saying, hey, what's that guy doing up on the roof there? Is he supposed to be there? He's like camouflaged in gray and he's got guns. Nothing to see here. Come on. Disturbing at least. Andy, can I say disturbing at least? Okay. 3 other people. Really, I'm seriously though. How? Boy, does that beg questions. Yeah, and we're not going to get into them this morning. No, we're not. We're going to let somebody else do that. We're going to let, we'll let the political expert and conspiracy theorists on Facebook debate that for years to come. Okay? 3 people, like I tried to say, is I still go back though. How the hell did the guy get up? Like, how the heck did that guy get up there and do that with nobody freaking knowing? Okay? Nobody. Okay? Three other people were also shot. And I understand at this one time, there one fatality as we went to, okay. Yeah, it's amazing that it's just, yeah, it's, the attack was, the attack itself was the most serious attempt to assassinate a president or a presidential candidate since Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981, and that was by John Hinckley Jr., and he did that. He tried to shoot Ronald right. He wanted to impress Jodie Foster. Right. Jodie Foster's pretty, but I'm not going to go to those extents. Right, exactly. That's like overstepping. So that was Reagan. He was shot. Also, I can't help but, Saturday, as Saturday evening started to unfold, I couldn't stop from reflecting about how it was growing up. Like I always say, I was a kid. I went to high school and junior high in the 60s and the early 70s. And when I was a kid, I know I'm going on about it again, but when I was a kid, this was almost, I wouldn't say a common occurrence, but we had a lot of it going on. We had John F. Kennedy was assassinated in November of 1963, okay. I was young, but I remember it. I remember Mom and everybody crying and coming home from school, and, all of that. So I think I was in kindergarten, first grade, somewhere around there, okay. And they in Dallas, Texas, and he's driving around in the Dallas la-di-da. Oh boy, what's going on? That's bam. Okay, and then his brother Bobby Kennedy. That happened on right. Certain networks in the nation were carrying that live. Okay, when Bobby Kennedy was killed, that's John's brother. That was in 1968. That was in the summer. In the summertime when the weather is high. Right, that's summer. So, the Kennedys, right, that's 63, 68. Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, really, Jr. Okay, that was also in 1968, right? Okay, so 68, 63. Governor George Wallace, he was running for president. Governor of Louisiana. Alabama, right, okay. 72, all right. And then Larry Flint, publisher. He was a publisher, we call him that, It may have been Hustler magazine, but it was like third largest men's magazine in circulation, and he was shot because of the magazine, okay? Assassinations when I was in junior high and high school, in school anyway, were just, it was all the rage, all the time. It was the 60s, the turbulent 60s. But this attempt on Saturday is just a long tragic history of I thought we had progressed. I don't know why I'm surprised that there was a shooting at a presidential a rally, because there's shootings everywhere else. Why would we be surprised? Schools, churches, bars, parades, nightclubs, workplaces. Yeah, so it's a common occurrence. So why are we outraged? Why are we surprised? It's a common occurrence. How many mass shootings have we had in this country already? 202 many? Wow. All right, we're now just about halfway through the year, and it's 202 many. All right. So, like I said, the attempt, this is a long history of our country of doing this. This is not, it's like I said, it's all the rage. It's as American as apple pie. Okay? You know, hello, can anybody say, let's go to the theater with Abraham Lincoln? Okay? Come on, man. All right? What, 18, don't tell me, 1865. All right, let's go to the theater, to Ford Theater with, your wife, and go to the movie, la-di-da. What are we watching at the theater? We're watching Tommy Boy. Bam! Abraham Lincoln shot and assassinated John Wilkes Booth. Lincoln had just signed the Emancipation Agreement 2 weeks earlier. You think that had something to do with it? Okay. Who else? James Garfield. James Garfield was the 20th president of the United States. He was assassinated in 1881. Shot. Yep. Shot. Right. Yep. What about... William McKinley. William McKinley was our... Man, we're bringing up history. Boy. Bill Ferdell, my history teacher at the University of Providence. William McKinley was our 25th president. Thanks, Bill. I learned that in our history class. Was shot after giving a speech in Buffalo, New York. He died of, they successfully got the bullets. He was shot twice in the chest. Old Bill was, not Bill Ferdell, William McKinley, shot twice in the chest. They got the bullets out, but back then we didn't have penicillin and antibiotics. He had died of gangrene developed in the bullet wounds, and he died of those wounds September 1901. How's that for attempts? But wait, Andy, there's more. You think that's just it? You think I'd be happy with that? Wait a minute. In February of 1933, then President Theodore Roosevelt had just given a speech when gunfire broke out. He was standing next to the Chicago mayor, and the Chicago mayor caught the gunfire, which they assumed was intended for Roosevelt, and that mayor's name was Anton Cermak. Died in 1933. And who can forget Chevy Chase falling down all the time doing his impersonation of Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford has the distinction, dubiously so, of not only having an assassination attempt on his life once, but twice. That's like not once, but twice. And then twice the fun. Double your pleasure. Right. The first attempt, and not only did they have it, they were like weeks apart. Like 2.5 weeks apart. No doubt. And it would happen in 1971. Gerald wasn't hurt in either incident. He did more hurting himself, falling downstairs, falling off chairs, doing pratfalls. You remember old Gerald Ford. The first was in 1970. They were 2 weeks and a half apart. In 1975, the first incident was an attempt in Sacramento, California, when Charlie Manson follower that wasn't in jail, Lynette Squeaky from, okay, she pushed through a crowd, pointed a gun at Gerald Ford, didn't even shoot it, but the Secret Service did what they do. They dogpiled on her. They dogpiled on Ford. She went to prison. 17 days later, 2 weeks later, it's 17 days later. Are you sure? I've been saying 2.5 weeks. That's 14, 17. Sorry, I was close. Almost right on. 17 days later, another woman, Sarah Jane Moore. Is that her name? Sarah Jane Moore fired one shot at Gerald Ford and missed it by that much. So, like I said before, it was all, assassinations and assassination attempts in America used to be as American as apple pie. I know. Since the attempt on Donald Trump's life on Saturday, both parties, Speaker of the House, President Joe Biden, former President Trump himself, various political leaders have called for civility, communication, social discourse. We don't know why this 20-year-old kid did what he did. We don't know why he got up on the roof. We don't know why he got up on the roof. We don't know how or why how he got up there. We don't know why he did what he did. We need to get facts and get information, and more will be coming this week, I'm thinking. You think so? Okay. However, one look at social media, and it's another story. Oh, I know. I know. It's ridiculous. It's a call to action. It's just finger pointing and hand wringing and overt and covert and other kinds of juvenile behavior, and we see it all the time. And come on, people, you can do better. Okay, you can do better. Okay, there's no reason to be going crazy. Easy for me to say. I've lived through how many assassinations and assassination attempts, and that it wasn't even the 60s and 70s. There was a lot more. The civil unrest, and it's old hat. It's old hat. So I don't condone this kind of behavior at all. I didn't like it when it happened when I was a kid. I didn't like it when it happened when I was in high school, and I certainly don't like it when I am an adult. There are better ways than intimidation and violence. Okay, there's better ways, people. So let's strive to do better. Try to get along. It's hotter than crap out there. It is, Andy. All right. Yesterday, Prue, my favorite charm girl, Prue Hollowell, who was played by Shannen Doherty, died yesterday at 53 of breast cancer. She was by far my favorite. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, those big brown doe eyes and long brown hair does it every time. Yeah, yeah. Prue Halliwell, her fight with cancer was well documented. She fought insurance companies. She was in remission. She was not in remission. The last time she was diagnosed, it was back. It was stage 4. So I knew it was coming, but I didn't think it would be coming this quick. So hats off to Prue Halliwell. She died surrounded by friends and family and her favorite dog. That is pretty. Friends and family and your dog. Andy, speaking of dogs, been seeing on Facebook, people leaving dogs, police reports, having to respond. Albertsons on the west side, Target on the 10th Avenue Powell, people shopping, leaving their dogs in a hot car. What the heck is wrong with you people? Why are police having to go to Target and Albertsons and rescue dogs that you've left in your hot car, that you've taken out of an air-conditioned house and risk their life for you to take them shopping with you? Hey, it just grinds me. Big pet peeve. Watch your dogs. Make sure they water. Have a whole bunch of water for yourself. Remember, people, spay and neuter. All right? Adopt. Don't shop. You can rescue, volunteer, donate time, supplies to your local animal shelter, but most of all, hey, you can go and adopt a shelter pet today. Andy's giving me the high side. We are out of here. Until next Monday, we might have a surprise. We don't know yet. Wishing the former President Donald Trump the speedy recovery. We are out of here.